You understand the importance of producing content to market your ELT or ESL freelance business, but how are you supposed to keep doing this day after day and week after week, producing fresh content without feeling that you're on a hamster wheel? In this video, I'm going to let you into a little secret. The key to creating effective marketing content is not constantly coming up with new ideas and inspiration. Instead, I'll show you what really does matter and how you can find a way to market your business effectively through content without feeling that you're a slave to it. I'm Rachel Roberts and I help ELT, ESL and MFL freelancers like you develop a business model, offer and marketing strategy so that you can earn more and work less. Join my Confident ELT Freelancer Collective membership or dive deep in my 6-month small group program designed to flourish. Details are in the description below this video. The first place to start is in truly understanding what you're producing your marketing content for. For most of your clients, taking the decision to work with you is not something that will happen immediately, but something that will gradually over time become clear to them. Little by little, they build up awareness of the fact that they need and could benefit greatly from what you're offering, and that you are the right person and someone that they can trust to help them with this. So your content has to carry out quite a few different functions because it needs to appeal to people at different stages on this buyer journey, from first coming across you to being on the brink of deciding to sign up and work with you. You need to show people that you really get them, that you understand their needs and their aspirations, that you have the necessary skills and experience, that you're the kind of person that they would get on with and like to work with, that your offer is well suited to the time they have available and the way that they like to work. And most importantly, that they will get the results that they're looking for if they work with you, that other people who are like them have got those kinds of results and that they can trust you. So consistent content creation is not about reinventing the wheel with every post. Instead, it's about identifying what your key messages are, those that will really speak to your clients, and finding new ways of getting across those messages that will appeal to and be understood by different people at different stages. Uncovering what those key messages are requires a really in-depth understanding of your client. By actively listening to your audience and your clients and your potential clients, you can tailor your content in a way that will resonate with them on a deeper level. So fresh content isn't about producing something completely different every time. Think about how many times you need to teach your students the present perfect, for example, before it finally clicks with them. You don't present it in exactly the same way every time, but essentially the message that you're putting across and the content is the same. Repetition is a powerful tool in teaching, and we understand that students need it. The same thing goes for marketing. It's about how you repeat things and how well your audience engages with that and is able to apply it to their own needs and lives. People absorb information at different rates. So something that might go right over the top of somebody's head at one stage might suddenly make a lot of sense to them a little bit further down the line. So by presenting your key messages in different ways, perhaps by telling a story or giving a case study of a student that you worked with, or a testimonial where they talk about how you helped them to overcome the problems they were having, or a little bit of teaching content that shows you how you approach teaching. You not only keep your content fresh, but you're also helping more people to understand what you're offering and how it could help them. And that will lead to more of those light bulb aha moments when they finally click that you're what they've been looking for. So repetition isn't about redundancy. It's about reinforcement, because we know as teachers that people often need multiple exposures to vocabulary, for example, before they're ready to take that vocabulary and make it part of their long-term store. So every repetition in your messaging can help build up those layers of understanding, familiarity, and trust. People also sometimes worry about whether they're going to bore their audience if they're always saying the same things. But as we've seen, this is partly about the way that you present the information and making sure that that is fresh. But also, we need to remember that on average, probably only about 5% of the people who actually follow us on social media will ever see any one post. And even if they've seen it, that doesn't mean that they were in a place to really read it and take it in. So for many people, even exactly the same post that you posted a year ago may be entirely fresh content, or they may welcome seeing it again as a reminder of something that they hadn't quite absorbed. When we repeat key messages in a thoughtful and intentional way, it simply helps those people who are moving along the buyer journey, hopefully towards working with us, to have the information that they need in order to make the best decision for them. And that's the purpose of marketing ultimately. Not trying to force people into things or persuade them of things that they don't really need, or at least not the kind of marketing that I teach. It's about helping people to have all the information at their disposal so they can make that decision. As well as giving those key messages in different kinds of ways, we can also look at the format of our posts on social media, and that can be another way to provide variety and a kind of freshness. Most people have a preferred format. They tend to write maybe long form posts with a photograph. But if you mix that up a bit, perhaps by creating a carousel where there's a series of different images, or a very short form post, or a video, that can really help to keep things fresh. And we can also approach our key messages in different ways in terms of how broadly we look at them, or how much we zoom in. Honestly, most people tend to cram far too much into one post anyway. So if you've got any longer posts that you've already created, maybe go and take a look at them and see whether, in fact, you could break them up into a series of posts with just one key point in each post. Alternatively, you could zoom out and look at it from a broader perspective. For example, 10 tips for learning vocabulary, perhaps in a carousel, as I mentioned before. Not looking in depth at the theory, but just 10 actionable tips. Identifying what your core messages actually are and what you have to say, as well as how you say it, in a way that will make your potential clients ready to take that step to work with you, is a core part of what we work on my group program, Designed to Flourish. We also look at how you can develop a content strategy and a plan so that you're not sitting there on a Monday morning wondering what you should be posting. If you'd like to find out more about the program, check the description below. But my final point goes back to where we started. Don't worry so much about all the content that you have to produce, but think more about the purpose of each piece of content. It's not a question of quantity being more important than quality. How will each post help a potential client to understand better how you could help them and why they should choose you? If you can produce posts like that consistently, not necessarily in great quantity, but consistently, you will be helping those clients to move closer towards that point where they become your clients.